like to talk about something that's really interesting topic, and that is how our brains work, how our minds work to help us achieve our goals, but also how it then appears that we can tap into something larger than ourselves to also help us. So the way it works is, first of all, we've got the conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is, I suppose, driven by the five senses that we have: sight, sound, hearing, smell, sense of touch or feel. And so we pick up from the outside world stimuli through our senses, and then we interpret them in our brain. But the thing is, it's a very incomplete picture, because we can only pick up a minute fraction of what's actually happening out there, and then our brains make sense of it to us. So therefore, you get this expression of, we don't see the world the way it is, but the way we see the world, it is. It's how we interpret it. So for an example, apparently we only pick up a tenth or a 1 to 3/10 of a trillionth of visual stimuli. In terms of the electromagnetic spectrum, we can only pick up a minute proportion of it. So our sense of sight is based on this minute proportion that we're picking up. So that's the first thing. So we pick up these stimuli. Now, we can control our thoughts in our conscious minds. We know that. So we can set goals and plans. And the more clearly that we visualize these goals, and the more clear we are about what we want, the more likely we are to achieve them. And what happens is we then send a message to our subconscious minds. Now, our subconscious minds, that's the part of our brain that does all the automatic things for us, like breathing, etc. But it also stores everything that's ever happened to us, everything we've ever seen or heard or experienced or thought. It's all in there. So the subconscious mind can tap into a huge resource bank, if you like, of past experiences that we've got to help us achieve what we've told it we want. So it guides our behavior, it looks out for opportunities, etc. And this is where it starts to get even more interesting, because given this lack of our ability to pick up what's actually going on out there in terms of how much we can perceive, everyone else is the same. So we're all made up of energy. We're emitting waves and energy particles, and we're absorbing them. And it stands to reason that some people might be better at picking up some of these stimuli than others, and that we might be better on certain occasions, like when we're quiet, when we're meditating, when we're having peaceful moments, when things come to us unbidden. There'll be certain times when we're more likely to pick up messages than others, and there'll be certain people who are better at doing that than others. And therefore, there's a whole lot of sort of interchange of energy going on out there. And it stands to reason that all those people out there, in the universe who are emitting these energy, that at some stage, some of this might cross-fertilize. And it seems as if there are ways in which we can pick up energy and ideas and thoughts from what's called the superconscious mind. Now, there's loads of ways you can try and describe this. So some people talk about having gods and religion. Some people talk about what's known as a quantum universe. Other people just talk about energy out there and our ability to maybe perceive some of this energy through ESP, extrasensory perception, i.e. as opposed to sensory perception. However it works, it appears, and there's strong evidence to suggest this is what happens, that when our subconscious minds know what we want from our conscious minds, the subconscious mind is able to pick up information and ideas and hints and opportunities, etc., from this superconscious mind here that's made up of all the subconscious minds out there, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Now, you can't prove any of this, and lots of scientists poo-poo it and lots don't. But the point is, the scientific method isn't about proving anything, it's about disproving. And you certainly, none of this is disprovable. Just because it can't be proved doesn't mean it doesn't work. So then you're into the argument that says, well, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Which I think is a really good expression. Or the other argument is, what if this is true? Then you'd be stupid not to take advantage of it. And if it's not true, then what are you losing by taking advantage of it, if you see what I mean? So in a nutshell, from loads and loads of material that I've read around and about this, there's a lot of consensus out there that if you set clear goals and a clear vision as to what you want, that first of all, your subconscious mind will help you achieve it. That's, fairly accepted. But there's also a lot of evidence that also suggests that not only your subconscious mind, but your subconscious mind can tap into this wider. So it could be, religion. It could be a quantum universe. It could just be loads of energy out there and ideas. But somewhere along the line, you can tap into something that's bigger than your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and something that's a lot bigger than that, which is this superconscious mind. And it all comes back to setting clear goals and having a clear vision as to where you want to get to, what you want to achieve. So with all this in mind, the way to achieve what you want is to have clear goals, and probably things like meditating, finding peaceful moments, making notes or writing down if you have an inspiration. All of those ways would be ways of capturing what's in your subconscious mind, but also what's out here, in the wider superconscious mind. So I don't think I've explained that as brilliantly as maybe I could, but hopefully you get the idea that it's a really fascinating field, and it all starts with having goals which are clear, well-defined, and which you can visualize with emotion as having achieved. Hope you found that interesting. Thanks very much for watching.